What's up, guys? So let's solve this Leetcode problem 97 called scramble string. Okay. So this problem is a very strange that so given a string length 1, then you have two ways, right? The first, if the string is 1 stop, the length of greater than 1, then you can separate into 2, x and y, and then randomly permute or not. Okay. And given two string s1 and x2, you need to return whether s2 is a scramble string of s1. Okay, so immediately, if you haven't seen this problem, immediately you may think that actually any string can be an n-factorial permutation. You can get a permutation, but actually this is not true. Great, and RGEAT is obvious, right? If I cut here and I exchange RG, right? I can exchange. Then I first cut here and I don't permute, and I cut the left, then I get RG, right? Okay, so this problem is actually cannot get any possible situation. For example, if ABC, right, you can cut here, and then you will so the left must stop, right? You get ABC. For this guy, you can permute. Okay, and if you cut here, then if you cut here, then you get BAC or CAB, right? So basically, you can see that there is only 1, 2, 3, 4, right? You get 4 choice. There's no way that you can get n-factorial permutation, right? So for example, A, B, C, D, E, C, A, E, E, B, D, this answer is false. You cannot get it. Okay. So this problem is not trivial. Okay. Okay. So I think the idea is there's dynamic programming. So let me just tell you the key point. Okay, so key point is that key point is very simple. That you can, let's say you create f, which you create a function f. Basically, somebody give you a string s1, x2. You return true if s1 is a scramble, can be scrambled to s2. False if not. Okay, then how do I write down the permutation, right? So given a string s1 and string s2, I can let's say length must be the same, right? So I can choose, let's say I cut this, right? I cut I go through indices and I cut I, and I ask whether, and I cut it, right? Let's say I cut it. Okay. Okay, so there's a possibilities that this guy can be scrambled to this guy. Okay, so this is the case that or this guy can be scrambled into this guy. Right, so this is the case 1. Okay, so case 1, basically you just go through the length of s1. Right, so for I in range, let's say length of s1. And you can separate into left and right, right? So let's say you separate into left and right of this. Let's say you choose indices I and choose it and separate into the S1 up to I, right? You separate into 2. Okay, and you can, and there's a so simple case is that let's say you separate this and you don't do anything, but this guy is scramble of this. This guy is scramble of this. Okay, then you can call what? Then you can call it, right? You can call. So you just ask whether your small s1, your left, is the same as this s2, right, up to here, and f right is s2 here. I plus 1. I go right. So basically, you just separate this part. Okay. So this is the FAB, right? So this is the what I said. Okay. This is the first case, right? There's a second case. So second case is that if you separate, you need to swap, right? Once you swap, and this guy is a scramble of this guy is a scramble of this. That's it. So it's only 2 cases. And then for this guy, I just write down code so you can check the detail, but it's almost the same, right? And you need to use the cache, or basically memory. So let me just first just tell you the time exist method. But so this guy is very simple, right? So this guy is time exist method, right? But it passes a lot. So basically, this is the uncached version. So there's no memorization. Once you add a memorization, then you can solve this problem. So if their length is different, then immediately return false, right? It's trivial, right? If A and B are the same, return true, right? If then they are the same, return false. And you separate it, right? So if you need to check where left is the same, right the same. Otherwise, that you check that you do a swap, right? So the first I is the same as the negative B, the B part, and the right part is the same as the right part, the left part, right? And return true, return true. And if you do everything and there's no way that you should return false, right? And then this will return F1, S1, S2, right? So this is the TLE version because it doesn't use a cache, but this is the actual correct solution. Okay, so the correct answer is that you add a cache, right? So you can if you are you can add the mouse and the cache, right? But the step by step, maybe you create a dictionary, and if your answer is dictionary, then you return. If it's if you already compute, so if A and B, you return true, return true. So and for this one, so basically you do the same thing, right? Just add this dictionary, and for each step, after you get some computation, you store into M, right? So finally, you just return S1, S2. Basically, you will just get your answer, right? But this M will it's already pre-compute in each step. So that's it. So basically, this is the cache version of this uncached version. So uncached version is also correct, but just spend a lot so many times, right? But basically, you can use this to solve this problem. See you guys next videos.